Hey guys, in today's video, I'm actually very excited because I actually want to show you guys today how exactly we went from having no clients 6 months ago to having almost 20 clients in 6 months, each paying us a retainer of anywhere between $1,500 to $2,000. And I kind of want to show you exactly how we do it, from basically going into our database, picking the prospects, cold prospects, and then putting that data into our sales software and then doing the outreach, all the scripts that we use. And then from there, we convert them into actual appointments for me to take the phone calls. And then from there, we close them, right? So in this video, I want to show you guys everything, and feel free to copy it. And I hope you can use this information and get your own clients. So here we go. Okay guys, so we would need two softwares to actually do this process from end to end. So the first thing, obviously, we would need the database that will have the information for our prospects, right? We have to go in and get a list of our prospects. So for our example, in this example today, since we reach out to real estate agents and business brokers, I'll kind of show you guys how we go into our software and pick a prospect list. So the database that we are using is ZoomInfo. Now, there are other competitors out there for ZoomInfo. There are a bunch of them that you can research. ZoomInfo is actually a little bit more expensive side, so I would not recommend using ZoomInfo, but obviously they do have the best data, but they're quite expensive. Now, if you can afford ZoomInfo, great. The reason I can use it is because I got access to ZoomInfo through one of our first clients, and we kind of had a barter system. So if you can, that's great. Now, since we primarily use ZoomInfo, you can use that as well, and I'll show you how we do that, right? And then the second software that we're gonna use is actually called HighLevel. Now, it's a very common software. It's a sales automation software that a lot of outreach teams and marketing teams already know about. It's one of the best softwares out there to have a CRM, to have a calendar, lead management, contacts, automations, reporting. It has all the tools, right? So we're going to use data from ZoomInfo, and then we're going to take the data and put it into our HighLevel software, and then basically do the outreach through there. Let me go to my computer and kind of show you how we do it. Here's, our ZoomInfo account. First thing, what you need to do is go to advanced search, right? Now, what we need to do is we need to filter out the prospect list that we are going after, right? So for our business, we are going after the real estate agents. Okay, guys, so here's our ZoomInfo account. So we need to pull the data that we need to reach out to. So since in our case, we are pulling business brokers, and let's say we're doing real estate agents. So the first thing, the way I would pull in ZoomInfo is basically I would go to current roles first, and I'm going to pick C-suites and obviously the C-level employees. And that is because we need to only target the chief executive officers, the presidents, the owners, the co-owners, the partners, basically the decision makers, right? Now, the next thing I would do is I would go and make sure that since we are doing outreach via phone numbers, we need to make sure that we are getting the right phone numbers, right? So let me find contact info here, and I'm going to pick mobile numbers only. Now, you can do direct numbers, phone numbers, but mobile phone number is the number of the cell phone number of the owners, right? So we're going to pick that. And here's the total results that are here, right? Now, location wise, it does not matter because we can service the real estate agents all over the country. So now the next thing what I would do is I would need to find the SIC code for real estate agents. Now, SIC code is basically the code that is assigned to the people in the real estate business. So you can actually filter people using SIC, code. So the way you find SIC codes is that you will go here, and you would go to industry classification code, and you're going to click on SIC, and you're going to paste the SIC code, and you're going to press enter here. And now all of a sudden the total results here are 22,000. So let's do that. Now, so far we have, let me close this. So we have C-suite, C-level people, we have the mobile numbers and SIC code, right? So it's a very simple filter. So these are all the lists that those are our prospects, right? So we need to take this information now, export it out of ZoomInfo, and put it into HighLevel now, right? So one thing about ZoomInfo is that it only allows, I believe, you can go up to 20 pages, right? So it shows us 9 at a time, but you can go to 20 pages. And each page shows, I believe, if I do select page, 25 pages, right? So it's about 2,500 records that you can pull at a time, right? So one thing you can do is, so instead of searching all of the agents, you can break it down by city or break it down by zip code or location. So that would actually help you basically able to segment the list and be able to download everything there. So I would go to, for example, Dallas. I would select metro region, for example, and see now it's only showing me 816. So that's good enough. So I'll go to all metro regions one by one and I'll select them. And then this way it's easier for me to select, right? So now I'll go and I'll select the page, or I'll select however many I want to select. And then, for example, let's say I select these, and then if I press export, or if I click on this down arrow and then I can click Excel, it will actually export in the form of a CSV file, right? Then we'll take the CSV file and then import it into Go HighLevel. Okay, so now this is the Go HighLevel software. It's an amazing software. We use it to run our business, and we have all our clients that we use it for as well. We just give them access. We create a new sub account for them, and then we give them access to that, right? So this way they don't need to buy any software, any CRM. They can just use our software. It's a win-win situation, right? So under contacts, you can literally get the database that you just downloaded. So you're gonna go to import contacts, and you can drag and drop the file here, and then you'll be able to match the rows here, and all the data would be saved here, right? You can segment each upload by list, so you know how, when that list was uploaded, how many, what's the number of the list, the date of the upload, and all that stuff. So it's easy for you to target people. Now from there, what you would do is you would actually give access to an employee. So you can come under settings, you can click on my staff, and you can add an employee here. And you can literally add their information here. User permission is basically what stuff do you want to give them access to, right? So typically by default, whatever is selected is good, unless you're trying to be very specific. I don't really mess with that. User role, you can make them admin or user. Typically, you don't want to make them admin. Voice call, you can assign a number there. And the bottom, availability wise, you can basically show what time and what days they're available. And then you can also integrate a calendar, right? So once an employee is here, they will get access to the data. So then what they're doing is they're just basically calling, doing a text campaign, which I'll show you in a future video, but I just kind of want to show you the whole process, right? So then you have an agent, a virtual assistant that you train them, and you basically have them call, right? They reach out to all the agents and kind of like present them the offer and see if they want to make an appointment with me, so that I can kind of like give them my pitch and try to close them. Now, the typical pitch, that the way when we do our cold calling, the way we work is that there are sets of multiple questions. There are sets of qualifying questions that we need to ask them. And we only consider that as an appointment in the system when they say yes to a certain number of questions. So first thing is, let's say, for example, if we're calling this particular person, the first question is like, hey, can I speak with Adam, please? The question is, we're trying to make sure that we're actually talking to the right person, right? So if they say, yes, this is Adam, then we know, well, we're talking to the right person. Then we're going to ask them, hey, Adam, I just want to make sure that you're the owner of Merrill Lynch Wealth Management. So once they say, yes, I am the owner of the company, then we know that we're talking to the right person and they still own the company, right? And then we ask them the main question, which is, in our example, we would ask them, hey, Adam, the reason for my call is that, we are an appointment setting team, and we can help you get you 15 to 20 appointments, confirm guaranteed appointments, and for your prospecting. And we basically charge a flat rate of XYZ, and we guarantee our results, or otherwise you don't pay us. I wanted to see if you would like to talk to my manager, and he would like to kind of like show you our exact system, how we do it, right? Again, the focus is to say we want to show you, because mostly people want to talk on the phone, but the way we do things is we actually set up a Zoom call. So I can kind of do like a video call, and I can show them that I'm a real person, and that helps us convert them into clients, much better. So that's what we do. And if they say, yes, I'm interested, then what we do is we present them a time. We don't ask them what time they're available. We actually tell them that, hey, that's great. What I would like to do is I would like to set up a call with my principal broker or my manager, who will actually show you what we do. He's available tomorrow at 10 a.m. Would that work for you? right? So the whole key is don't give them options. Just tell them one or two options. If you just ask them, they will just waste your time. So just tell them 10 o'clock. Would that work for you? And if you notice, we control the call by actually asking questions. So at the end of everything that we say, we ask a question. So by logic, they have to respond to that question, right? And once they answer, then we would go and ask them the next question. So we take them down the list of questions, and then once they make an appointment, literally we would go here and click on the three dots, and we can literally create an opportunity and put them into book an appointment. When we book an appointment here, you can literally click here, book an appointment, and it will actually show up into our calendar, right? It would show up into our calendar here as a booked appointment. Once we set them as an appointment in the calendar, but going to book appointment, we would also create an opportunity. And what that does is that it sets up them into our pipeline, right? So here, what we need to do is select the pipeline, which in our case is our one of the pipeline. We select the stage. We have broken down our business into all these different steps, and depending on, if they booked a call, we'll just click on book the call, and then we'll assign a value to the lead. So for example, if we charge $1,500 a month, we'll just write $1,500 here. And the reason for that is that we want to measure how big is our pipeline. The bigger, the better, right? So we assign a value to our lead. And then if you do have multiple employees, you can assign it to them, but in our case, not really. And then opportunity source. So you can write down call here, or you can be like text messaging, or you can write Facebook or whatever. However you got them to book an appointment, you're going to write down here, because we need to track that, right? We need to figure out which outreach effort is actually getting us the most appointment, right? So that we can focus on that and then get rid of the things that are not working. And then we're going to add it here, and it's going to show up into our opportunities here, which is like a pipeline in this form. So this is basically our business's pipeline. So there are people that are interested, call booked, no shows, attended, proposal, long-term follow-up, blah, and then all the way to the close, right? And literally in this software, you can literally drag and drop people as they move from left to right. And once we set up an appointment, we have some automations that actually go out, right? So if you go under automation, you can literally, whenever a new appointment is booked, in this calendar, appointment status is confirmed. It will wait for 5 minutes, and then it's going to shoot a text message saying basically, thank you so much for booking. It's all automated, right? And then it will also send an email out, and then if you can see here, they will send a 24-hour reminder SMS, and then it's going to show us a 1-hour reminder SMS. And this way, it actually helps us for people to show up, right, to our appointment. So it actually increases our show up rate. So this is automation. Again, I'll do a video about, on automations one of these days, so I can kind of show you all the automations that we have. So at this point, when they show up to the appointment, then that is when basically I show them what we do. So the whole thing here is to actually be very transparent. You don't want to hide anything. There's a lot of people that will say things like, oh, well, that's our secret sauce, or we cannot share how we get to results. That's totally bad, because we're trying to help our customers, right? So they don't know us. It's a cold appointment. So we need to show them that we know what we're doing. So my style of sales is like, I actually show them the whole process, and I don't hide anything, right? Once we do that, people are like, well, this is something that actually works, right? So this is something that I can see that it works. And that's the question that I ask them. So I'll ask them, hey, I showed you everything. Is this something that you think might be interesting? Do you think this will work for you? And when I ask this question, then they can either tell me yes or no. And then another thing is, I don't like to push people. I don't like to have these little tactics where if you buy today, then I'll lower the price. If you buy tomorrow, then the price is double or whatever. So I understand that $1,500, $2,000 a month is a month retainer is a big commitment for most people. So I don't push them. I believe in showing basically what I have, and then if they believe it's going to help them, then I can go from there, right? So basically, that's the process. In the future videos, I'll actually show you how we have set up our Go High Level, and you guys can do the same. So I hope that was helpful. Okay guys, so I hope that was helpful. Just to conclude, we need some sort of a database, especially if you're doing direct response marketing. You need a database where you can get the information for the B2B clients. You go there, typically speaking, again, you should be paying about a penny per record, right? So you get a bunch of prospects, a bunch of leads, you take them, export it out of the database, put it into your sales software. Again, we use Go HighLevel. You don't have to use Go HighLevel. There are other software that you can use, but Go HighLevel we really like because it's all tools in one. So the whole customer contact, the whole thing is in one place. So we like that, right? So you put that information into the software, and then you can do cold calling using Go HighLevel. You can do text messaging. You can do voice drops. You can also do email, right? Now, if you want to do outreach using Facebook or LinkedIn or Instagram or TikTok or whatnot, you cannot use that. You can actually use the platforms directly, and I'll make a video how to do that as well. But in this video, my whole goal was to kind of show you how we can actually take a database and take the data out of there and then put it into this Go HighLevel, and then actually show you from A to Z how you can actually get appointments. And then from appointments, you can go and get actually in sales calls and close them. So I hope that was helpful. And if you have any particular question, feel free to drop a comment and I would love to answer you guys. So with that being said, see you in the next video. Thank you.